You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
The AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California. Presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Voice After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Voice After Show.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special edition of The Voice AFTERBUZZ. I'm Christian Rosenberg, and joining me on the phone right now, a fantastic singer. She went from doing some good old public relations to singing in front of millions and millions and millions and millions of people, and she got all the way to the final 12. I'm joined by... You can follow her on Twitter at Dani Moz Music. Miss Dani Moz is joining us. How are you, Dani?
Hello, I am fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for taking the time to come on. I know you've been running around from show to show today.
You know, I've been just crying in my hotel room is what you really want to say.
Yeah. You've just been crying, eating lots and lots of chocolate.
I've just been crying.
No. I mean, how has this last 48 hours been for you? I mean, how little sleep have you gotten between performing live on Monday, the elimination show last night, all the appearances you've done today? How overwhelming has this been?
It is overwhelming, and adrenaline, and, that's the only thing really keeping me afloat right now. I'm pretty sure I nodded off, during rehearsal yesterday, if that's even possible. Pretty sure I was, even standing up. Oh, my God, it's been exhausting, but, this is definitely, the lifestyle that, I so badly wanted to be a part of, It's just always kind of go, go, go. You always got to be on. But just between, rehearsing and not knowing the outcome and then the results and the elimination, and I was really fortunate to have so many of my close family and friends here, so we definitely had a celebration after, because there's no, in my opinion, sense in being upset. This is such a huge accomplishment, and for me, I never expected to even have, gotten this far. So it was all celebrations last night, and this morning just talking to everybody. It's been so positive, and nothing but good things. And so it's really just that adrenaline still keeping me awake right now. But I don't know when it'll sink in, because it hasn't. But we're just taking it one day at a time now.
No, definitely. What kind of transition has it been for you? Kind of going from, you worked in PR, so you kind of work, behind the scenes, helping out, different, who knows, what celebrity. Yeah. And now you're having PR people assist you, for all your appearances.
It's kind of crazy. It gives me kind of a unique perspective, though, because, I think it gives me kind of an upper hand in terms of, just how to approach every situation and best represent myself. And so I really am fortunate that I do have that background. But it's true, before, I've been in LA for almost 2 years now, and before I moved out here, I was doing PR and marketing for the TD Garden in Boston. And, I was doing all the behind-the-scenes stuff for the major artists that came through to do concerts. And so it was every show, I'd be looking at them on stage being like, man, I love what I'm doing, but I wish that was me. So the fact that, for the last however many weeks and months, I've been doing that and living my dream. It's been unreal, just such a dream. But the transition is definitely crazy. But I'm not ready to go back to PR. I think I'm sticking on this.
I think we got you on this whole really good singer realm. I don't think you need to go back to PR anytime soon.
I think so. I think I've been able to establish that, which is so great. So
I want to go back to when the blind auditions aired, because you were actually one of those few blind auditions that we didn't get to see.
I know.
It was one of those fast ones.
Both Tess and I, being in the bottom 3, I think Tess and I were the only ones left in the top 12 that had that, unfortunately, happen during the blind round. It's definitely, it's hard. You don't know if that's going to happen to you or not. It's kind of an unexpected thing, but it was tough, because that's kind of your first impression, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And so having never had that, you're continuing on in the battles. And for me, going up against some favorites and front runners, and people are kind of like, who's this Dani chick coming out of nowhere? And you had to fight on and just keep your head up, and that's exactly what I did. But I know it's so funny. I'm like, can't they go into the vault and just release that footage? Like, I have so many fans that are like, can they just show her full blind audition now that she's in the top 12? Like, I just want to see it.
Well, yeah, it's definitely interesting because with you and Tess not being seen on the blind auditions, and both of Kristen's battles were not seen. Do you feel that Team Shakira was put at a disadvantage?
I know, because they probably knew she would have won otherwise, so they were like, let's montage No, I think that, we go into this understanding full well that it's a reality show more than anything. Yes, it's a singing competition, yes, it's a vocal competition, but it's reality TV, and what happens in the editing room is not up to us, and we kind of don't have any control or say, and so they're going to put together packages they feel are best for ratings and just best for the show overall. So we can't really fight it because we sign the contract saying that you can do that if you want. Every single battle and every single audition of mine can be montage, but you just have to keep your head up, like I said, and just keep being true to yourself and just keep kicking ass. You know what I mean? And hope that you'll get carried on. So
definitely. And speaking of keeping positive and always being positive, your coach, Shakira, probably the most bubbly, most optimistic, positive coach that The Voice has ever had. I mean, how would
seriously?
Yeah, seriously. I mean, how would you describe, this is an experience that millions upon millions and millions and millions of people would dream of having Shakira guide them in helping them become a better performer. I mean, if you could sum it up in one word, your experience with Shakira, what would it be?
Let's see, one word.
If you could do it in one word. I know it might be tough.
I want to say, and I can explain after, but I definitely want to say intimate.
Oh.
Because I will tell you that when I first came into this, being a fan of the show and having watched it in previous seasons, I did have some skepticism on whether, the time you're spending with your coaches is actually genuine and how much time you do get to spend with them. And I will say, after working with Shakira, she is genuine and real, and what you see on camera is only a fraction of what the interaction actually is. And every time I've worked with her, it has been so intimate in the sense that she just gets right on your level and is so passionate and interested and has full eye contact and is so invested. You know what I mean? And so there's a million people surrounding you and producers and cameramen, but it feels like you're the only two people in a room because you have her undivided attention, and she just is so willing to work with you every step of the way. And so I think that's the best way to describe it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it's so easy for artists and coaches to maybe treat it like, it is just a show, but she truly savors and spends quality time with her artists. And so it was just such a treat. You know what I mean? It's what you see on TV. Oh my God, there's hours and hours of rehearsal that don't get shown. And those are the moments that I remember, those intimate moments where you're so vulnerable and you're opening up to one another, and she's just helping you overcome these hurdles and just sharing her advice and her expertise, unreal.
Awesome. Now, and so you got all this time with Shakira. You also got a little bit of time with Miranda, Lambert, and Chris Martin. I mean, you kind of had an all-star lineup of coaches here. And did you feel like it was kind of an intimate setup with them too, or was it a whole different experience than what was with Shakira?
I did. I think, Miranda, it was so funny. I was still in the early stages of the show. I can remember being so nervous and going into every rehearsal. Of course, they don't tell you who's going to be behind the door when you walk through, so you're always kind of ready for something to get thrown at you, but you never are fully prepared for it to be someone like Chris Martin or Miranda Lambert, you know what I mean? And so, when I first met Miranda, I think I was still so new, it was the first battle, you're still kind of getting acquainted, and I just remember fangirling so hard and just being kind of in awe, you know, and she was so sweet. And Blake even has said since then that, you know, him and Miranda are huge fans, and they loved, you know, watching my performances for playoffs on TV, and they root for me. So that was so sweet and nice to hear. Chris Martin, I will say, he is one of my all-time, like, top idols. Like, I just think the world of him. And so when I did meet him, I pretty sure I sobbed like a baby afterwards because it was just such a surreal moment, you know. And yes, that was an intimate experience as well, because he was just so sweet and you know, intuitive and just so into the performance. And you know, it was just such a dream come true working with him. Truly. That was, and it's funny, I said, like, I met Chris Martin, like, I could have gone home that battle and still have been so happy because I got to meet, sing for, and, you know, be with Chris Martin for that period of time. So, man, it's just crazy.
Awesome. So I want to go back to Monday night, where, you know, the biggest the biggest story that came out of Monday nights, you know, the first live rounds, which all the news sites and websites were talking about, was your teammates, Kristen's microphone, you know, going out,
right?
You know, live during her performance.
First ever.
Yeah, first time ever.
What I hear.
So, you know, everyone was talking about, you know, the coaches obviously were talking about how professional she was and how she kept going on the stage. What was going through all of your minds when you backstage watching her perform and seeing that happen?
Well, so, I mean, I can imagine the people up next were probably petrified. Like, I would be. I was actually off on the side doing an interview at the time. You know, we catch glimpses of the show every now and then. It's not like we can really fully watch it, where I was getting pulled in different directions, but hearing that it happened. I mean, they tell us from the start, you know, it's live TV, anything can happen, and so you got to be as prepared as possible for the unexpected, you know what I mean? And that's what it's all about, being able to overcome, you know, any of those obstacles and challenges that may arise on the spot. And she handles it like a champ. And, you know, it just goes to show, you know, I think it's what sets people apart. You know, I think if there were other artists in the top remaining, you know, 10 who it happened to, it may not have gone as smoothly, I can say, you know. So it just really shows her strength and professionalism, and it's really inspiring because, crap, like, it's live TV. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just, it's mind-boggling how it doesn't happen more often. You know what I mean? What was your bond like with your fellow Team Shakira members? Like, what was your relationship with Kristen and Tess? Did you guys all get along well? Were you all just kind of doing, you know, your thing just because in the end of the day it's a competition? But, you know, how was the relationship? Sure. Well, from day one, you know, we all live together and we spend so much time together. So you do form friendships and you become a family. You know, and obviously you're closest with your teammates because you spend the most time with them. Kristen and I were actually roommates for a large portion of the show, and we got along so well. And Tess was a newbie Shakira member, so we welcomed her with open arms. But Kristen and I were Shacky from day one, so we had that, you know, strong connection with her and also with each other. So that was wonderful. I can't speak more highly about both Kristen and Tess, and I'm so proud that they're still there repping, you know, Team Shakira. So,
do you think one of them is going to end up on the finale and end up winning this thing, or do you think someone else is the favorite?
Of course. In a perfect world, I'm rooting for that to happen, yes. But like I said, it's anyone's game, you know. It's any week something could happen, you know. Like, someone can have a moment, someone could stand out, someone could crack under pressure. You never really know, and that could determine how America votes, you know. So, but I'll tell you, if everyone just keeps killing it out there, it's anyone's game.
Awesome. And so then what is next for Dani? We know you're not going back to the PR. We know, you know, you're going to work on this whole singing thing a little more, which I think is a good idea.
Yeah, I think I might. I think I should. You know, I don't really know. I'm actually going to be spending some time with family at home. I'm from New York originally, so I'm going back to just to just see everybody and, you know, get some sleep for a few days if possible. But then I'm going to be coming back to LA and just getting to work. You know, everything has been kind of put on hold in all of our lives during the filming, and so getting back into projects and songwriting and you know, making music and putting out another album. I'm just so looking forward to doing that and really just getting back into the swing of things. You know, now that we finally can, I'm so excited for the next phase. You know, this was definitely a huge stepping stone and kind of a launch pad, if you will. So
sure, and
you can only bring out great things.
And you live in LA. Our studio is in LA. Why don't you know, one of these nights come over here and do this AfterBuzz show? Maybe even perform. You know, hang out with us.
Yes, I would love that. We can just become best friends.
We will be BFFs. I think you're already BFFs with Chloe. The way you guys were interacting on the red carpet, I think you two are already BFFs. I'm a little jealous. I'm jealous.
Ever. I do really love her.
Well,
it's so funny because on this show, I feel like I always, you know, I feel like a deer in headlights in the camera because it's just kind of awkward. But it's like on the red carpet, it's so much fun being able to like let loose and be goofy. And everyone's always like, "We're so surprised to see you're like so quirky and like funny and weird." I'm like, I know, because I feel like I don't know. It's hard to just, you know, be yourself when there's things in your face. And so I was like, it's cool getting to know you guys, you know, off camera and you know, really showing our true selves. It's been a blast. So the AfterBuzz TV team is the bomb. So I'm looking forward to.
Oh, I love hearing that. Sure. I love hearing that. Thank you so much for those kind words. And Dani, thank you so much for, you know, taking some time out to talk with us today. I know you're probably running around doing a few other things today, and then, like you said, you're going to New York, visit family, and hopefully you'll get some sleep. Hopefully.
Just a little bit. No, it'll be, I'll alternate between sleeping and crying, most likely for the next few days. And
I want those to be tears of joy. I want them to be tears of joy because you kicked ass this year. All right?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem. And of course, all of our listeners and AfterBuzz followers here, they can follow you on Twitter at Dani Moz Music. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at CRosaVOC, and all the AfterBuzz TV news and links to shows. You can follow them on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV. Again, Dani Moz, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. Greatly.
Thanks, Christian.
Oh, thank you. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and make sure you tune in to AfterBuzz for other interviews throughout the season of The Voice. And until next time, we will see you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.